Hi, I'm Michael from the Data Bytes, and today I'm going to discuss what SQL DMLs are. DML, or Data Manipulation Language, is a language used to access and manipulate data into an existing table. The four main DML commands in SQL are select, insert, update, and delete. All right, I'm going to show you an example of all four of those. The first one is select. So I'm going to run off of here of a select statement. This is a demonstration for my uh, example databases for Stack Overflow. I've went ahead and typed in select, which is the precursor. I'm using apostrophe or asterisk, not apostrophe, asterisk in place of all the different columns. You can put in the column names if you'd rather, which is actually the better practice. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and use this to bring back everything there is. This is the from, so this is telling you what the path is, and then you're going to see the database name, the schema, and the table. The schema is DBO, which happens to be SQL Server's default, and post types is down here. So whenever I selected that, you get back the original 8. All right. So now we're going to run over here to an example of an insert into. You're going to use that database schema and table type again, and this time you're going to use values. You're going to throw values over here and tell it what to put in there. So you'll notice that type over here is the only thing that you're actually inserting because the ID column happens to be an identity insert, which it seeds every single time you add something in, it automatically throws it in there. I'm not going to get into it for this video, but just to be aware that you're not going to have to throw it in there every single time. Uh, Pretty good for applications that you want to keep a primary key distinct on and you want something to auto increment. An example of an update is, so start off with the update. You're going to use that database, the schema, the table again, and then you're going to use set type. So you're going to set, and then you're going to use the column name that you want to, uh, the column name that you're wanting to change the values in. So this is going to be type equals example updated, and then you're going to put the where. So this is going to basically filter down which row or rows you want to change. You want to make sure that you're very careful with this because if you keep this one off, it's just going to change every single one of your rows to type equals example updated. So we're only wanting to change for this example. Examples of delete. So this one, just like the update, you want to make sure that you have some kind of where clause on there to filter down so you're not deleting every single row in that table. So we'll delete from, and then you'll use that database schema and then your table name on here. You don't always have to throw on your database on here. You can also, or even your schema, but you can use something like use and then Stack Overflow. I'm throwing that in here. On here, I'm fully qualifying it, so I don't have to worry about it. But there's a few different ways to skin that cat. And so I'm going to delete from. You're going to use the delete as the primary command from for the path, and then that filter statement. This happens to be a bad example, and I need to fix it. Uh, I told you about the auto incrementing thing earlier. I'd played around with this, and if you run through here, you'll see that I actually updated it and then deleted it. And after I deleted it, the next time I updated it or inserted it, ended up bringing in 12. So 12 isn't the ID on here, so this isn't going to delete anything. So I could run that, nothing's going to be affected. So a better thing to filter that on would be type. And what is the type right now? You can see that it's example updated. Copy that, bring that over here. And now you can see there was a row affected. One thing you can also do is you can bring these around for a transaction. Maybe you're inserting a bunch of things and you're not 100% sure you want to keep those transactions in. So you can start a transaction like this, and you can do the insert into. run that, and I already deleted that out, so that 12 should be gone. Excuse me. That 12 should be gone, and so this is actually 13 now for the example. And then we can, since that transaction hasn't been committed yet, you can also roll that back. And let's check that one more time. And see, it shows that it basically rolled it back. But the next time you do this insert, you're going to have a different ID, just to be aware. All right, let's go to an example of a join. So we are going to use select top 10. So top 10 is something that basically stops it from pulling back too many. It's not really uh, it's basically going to grab the first 10 that it sees that match all the conditions that you're selecting on here. It's not always going to be the best 10, but it is going to bring you back 10 of them that match the basic conditions. So select top 10. I'm doing the asterisk again to bring back everything, and then I'm doing that from all the way from that table, but this time I'm adding on an alias. So I'm just throwing a at the end of this. So when you come back down here to the inner join, you could just use join as well. Those are interchangeable, but it really doesn't matter. It's just it's mainly for optics. For the teaching, I most of the time just use join. You can also use outer joins. There's a few different types. If you're more interested in that, I would suggest looking that up on your own. Or if you want a video about that, please let me know. So we'll use the join over here to another one called post. This is a much larger database over here. This one happens to have, I think, yeah, it looks like it has about almost 4 million, 3.7 million rows. So it's going to take a lot more than those 9 rows on there. So that's the main reason that I did the top 10, just to whittle that down to make it a little bit easier for viewing. Excuse me. And after I joined that post table, water drink. All right. So after I put in post, let me try that again. We'll throw on another alias. We'll call this one B, and then we're going to use on. This is basically how you would connect those two or relate them. So you're going to do a.id, which is the ID column from post types right here. And then you're going to use b.post types ID, which happens to be the same ID, but it's for each one of these post type ID. So this one's going to be a little bit different, where there could be multiple ones or twos on here, and there will be mostly ones. But this is going to bring back everything that this statement required. So that's going to be the top 10. If you want to filter it on, if you want to say you want to bring back 100, you can see that it's going to bring back a little bit more. It's going to take slightly longer. And if you want to throw a filter on here, you can get a little bit more crafty. Let's do, let's say we just want the top 100 questions type. All right, so these are the top 100 questions. And say we want to try the post type ID. So we'll go look at the post type ID over here. We'll say 1 is question, 2 is answer, 3 is wiki. So really didn't need to keep that on there. So let's filter this on something. This is the post types. We'll filter something over here. Let's do answer count greater than 13. So instead of just using a where statement on there, you're going to have to also add on and. You could do an or for other things. Say maybe you want to a type equals question or answer. Uh, in this case, we're just going to do question, question, and answer count. If I can do. All right, and greater than or equal to 113. So let's try that. And it brought back all those. So we can look at some of those questions right here. I want to use track bar to change the forms of opposite. Yeah, I can't say that word, and I'm not going to try. Anyways, that's the basics on this. Uh, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. If you guys liked my video, please like and subscribe and give me any ideas that you guys might want to see. I'm always excited to hear any new video ideas that you guys have, any topics that people are actually interested in. Right now, I'm kind of just throwing out what I think people are interested in, and it's hit or miss most of the time. So I like to hear what other people are saying. Anyways, have a good one.